Hello, Eric. How you doing? Okay. I have a couple of observations here, and boy, you're not a minimalist, are you? I'm seeing a couple of things here that I really want you to think about. Okay, you've got drop shadows now. I mean, we've got almost everything in place except now we've got these drop shadows. Drop shadows are creating separation from the background, which we don't need. We want this piece to be, you know, kind of an entity that exists on its own. So it floats through time and space as itself. It's part of time and space. It's part of infinity. So it doesn't have a drop shadow because there shouldn't be a background to separate it from. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a universal mark, and it should be. So there's no reason to give this illusion that there's a little bit of space between the background and the mark itself, okay? I highly recommend removing those drop shadows. Listen, man, I get it. I know that you're really having a difficult time with minimalism. And I really want you to think about this moving forward in your design career, Eric. I mean, there's a thing, and I think it was Massimo Vignelli said that, which is one of the greatest minds in design ever, uncontested, unarguably one of the greatest minds of design, and it was him that said, how do you know when a design is done? It's not when you can't add anything else; it's when you can't take anything else away. So you have to look at your design and say, is this the bare essence of what I need to say? And in this situation, I don't think it is because of the drop shadows. Okay. It's a gorgeous mark. There's no question. I think this is probably the most versatile, the most functionally mechanical, and probably the most professional mark, in the class. And I'll go ahead and say that it's absolutely gorgeous, but boy, I wish I could really sell you on the merits of minimalism. I really do. Okay, next is the page size. This is your cover page, so I'm guessing is this... Yeah, I guess this would be half the size of that, right? So, okay, so here's your table of contents. Great, everything's looking very good. Introduction. I love this page. This is great. This is really a nice page. I really enjoy this. I think this is nice mechanics over here. Then you've introduced this kind of little motif that actually mimics the logo quite nicely, and it's a little bit of a glue that holds the pages together. So I'm okay with that. Inspiration and evolution is phenomenal. Let's get something in there. That blank spot right there just doesn't fit. Okay, let's get something in there. I love this, and you can really see the evolution of the logo. This is fantastic. This is just wonderful right here. This just really shows intent. It shows that the evolution, as you say. And okay, one thing I want you to notice though, you use master pages for your background, because watch these little fleur-de-lis on the side of the page. Now watch what happens when I move. See how they jump? See how they're jumping around? They've got to remain in the exact same spot on every page, and that points to not using master pages in design. So think about that. Okay, branding elements. Tell you what, let's get some verbiage in here, and I think it's really important. Let's get some paragraphs in there. Talk about that. What is it? Why is it there? Talk about your colors. Why did you choose those? Talk about the black and white and gray image versions of the logo. Okay, I'm noticing now over here, I'm noticing that, okay, awesome. This logo doesn't have any shadows, and look how awesome it looks as opposed to that. Okay, it's just so much more classy and love it. Love that logo. Okay, again, these pictograms are just giving you an opportunity to really talk about your design, talk about the background, talk about the colors, talk about how you came up with these. So I think you're missing a little bit on your written portion. Tickets. I say in media, but I don't know these tickets. So I think from here on you're pretty underdeveloped. My suggestion here is just to really take a look at those examples. Now, we have some broken links in the class. So what I've done is I left some links for two wonderful examples in the announcements area. So please take a look at those. Use those for inspiration. Try to get some ideas. Okay. Right now, I think that from this point on, it's just you're just super underdeveloped. Okay, media. Are these tickets? Why does this say media? Are they banners? I'm not real sure if they're the front of the tickets. If they're banners, I'm not sure at all. These tickets look fantastic. Only suggestion here is that is really super prominent information. I'm wondering if that shouldn't be bigger within those ticket compositions. Okay, suggestion here is use Photoshop and get an actual image of a hoodie, somebody in a hoodie, and there's a technique called displacement map, and go ahead and research that. It's a Photoshop technique that allows you to place graphics on things with texture like clothing and really make it look like it's the real deal. These look awesome. Let's see what we can do with these. Talk about the design. Talk about how you compose these, and let's get some action shots here. Let's get these in some hands of some athletes. Let's get these on around the necks on the podiums. Okay, and then all right. So self-admittedly, I think you're not done, and I would have liked to have seen further development. I mean, going into week 8, I just would have liked to have said, okay, change this, one or two things, and we're done. So I think you still have a little bit of work in front of you, but that's okay. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns, or anything else, please, I'm right here. I'll be doing double time this week because I know you guys are going to be working hard. So if you have anything that you want to throw at me, for a comment or critique before your final submission, feel free. I'll be glad to comment. All right. Awesome. Looking forward for the final. Great job. Thank you very much, Eric.